So I always get carried away. That evening, Cole.
I'll tell you what, that's a great intro, isn't it?
It's a really good intro. I mean, the guy who did it was really on top of his form that day. I know. Here we go, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I haven't felt brilliant for the last couple of days. There's a lot of COVID going around. And I've spoken to the person who I think gave it me.
Oh, dear.
And that person has told me the symptoms that I can expect, but they had it for 2 weeks. I don't know whether I've got COVID. Let me get that straight.
Okay.
I don't feel brilliant. And as you can see, I'm at a secret location.
You are
in Norfolk.
In Norfolk, the coast of Norfolk, hidden away in a secret
bunker. Away, yeah. I mean, look at it. I mean, the weather's fantastic, yeah.
It is. I will pretext this evening, Cole, by saying that James has gone sick.
We've got a man down, haven't we?
Yeah, a man down. So I will be DJing left and right, YouTube and Facebook comments as much as I can do. So bear with me on it before we get started. That's where I'll get neck cramps, mate, tonight.
Well, let's hope that my internet connection holds here, or you could be on your bloody own.
Well, there you go. Dead air is a crime, Cole. We'll fill it.
Evening, Matt. Thanks for tuning in.
Evening, Matt. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a few. So we'll go before we get to the agenda. We've got a few call outs there. So one of Grimsby v Man United commentators on TV will mention United's result in the round of the EFL Cup.
100%, Russell. 100%.
Russell, they will keep quiet. I
reckon
they were beaten. They were beaten soundly on the night by the mighty MK Dons, the franchise, and they hate us, so they're not going to mention it. I hope Grimsby do the same, to be quite honest, mate, but we shall see. But lovely to have you on. Thanks, Russ, for joining.
Yeah.
We have Paul Franklin, dudes. Wayne's World incoming. There you go. And then the last one on the YouTube is Mr. Clements. It's an evening, lads. AJ Clements, our very own Mr. Ashley.
Perhaps it's an appropriate time, as you just mentioned, YouTube, to tell people what's going on regarding reception and where to go and who to log in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we are streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Obviously, if you want your comments flashed up, YouTube's the place to go. Last week, we had some technical hiccups with Facebook. We did get it back up, but I will pretext, if we drop, because Facebook is being really unstable at the moment, jump over to the YouTube channel. We're still streaming there, no problems at all. But say, if you can't find it, it's very easy. I'll put the link on here in a little bit when Colin's chatting away. But just search Don's Unplugged in the YouTube and you'll find it straight away. It's the only live link on there.
Yeah, it is to all those that are watching at home. Thanks for joining us, show 42 and all that. YouTube is the best place to go. Honestly, subscribe. We don't think you'll have a problem on YouTube. Is that fair to say, Aidan, or am I?
It's fair to say. It's fair to say.
Or am I tempting fate?
We're always tempted. There is never a time on this show that we don't have some sort of technical difficulty, Colin.
Well, about 5 minutes before we went on, as you know, I was speaking. You could hear me, but I couldn't hear you. So,
there we go.
But we've sorted that.
It's all good. But before we get into the agenda, I'll jump onto this side, or that side, this side, for the Facebook comments, and we'll go through a few of those. Firstly, Mr. Ollie Welch said, "Good evening, lads. How are we doing? We're doing very well, Ollie. First and foremost, Ollie, before we get into some other bits and good evenings, you did reach out to Colin and I this evening just to talk about, and obviously we want to pay our condolences to, as he was known, Stickman Tom Carey, who sadly passed away on Bank Holiday Monday. Our thoughts are with the family. Obviously, it's a really big blow, really big character at Stadium MK and away days from back in the day as well. But Ollie did want to pass on the message to everyone about the funeral arrangements if anyone would like to attend. So I will put these comments up just as a pretext at the end of the show on the Facebook group, so everyone's got that, Ollie, as well. But just to say, the funeral will be on Wednesday, September the 10th, so 2 weeks from now. At 12:15 p.m. in Crown Hill. So just to confirm that, it's 10th of September, 12:15 in the afternoon at Crown Hill. Family have asked for either to wear red or white attire to come and pay your respects to what was and is an absolute legend. So
he was.
R.I.P. Tom.
A lovely fella. Lovely guy.
And I
used to pick him up, as you know. I used to pick him up regular for match days and. take him home, and the worse his mobility got, the closer I used to drop him to his house until the end. I was dropping him right outside the front.
It was sad, mate. It's a sad thing. Anything like that is terrible. It's heartbreaking. But again, Ollie, I'll put those up. I think Colin's frozen, so hopefully he'll pop back in a minute. If not, never mind. I'll go on alone. Anyway, a few more comments to read out. Ian says, good evening from the Hill Dickinson Stadium. So, Ian, I believe you were there to complete your 92 again with the new Everton ground. And did you manage to strong arm Yvonne into it? I know Lou's there, but I didn't see if Yvonne's there. I haven't got through the comments yet. So, evening to you. Hope you have a nice time enjoying the game against Mansfield. Away end, I think you're in, Ian. So, let us know. On that, Steve, evening. You've said Grimsby 4, Manchester 0. There, I've said it. Evening all from darkest Lancashire. Oh, it would be funny, wouldn't it, Steve? It would be funny, but then I don't want them to take our record. 3-0. 3-0. They can have that. That's it. As I say, hopefully Colin will be back in a minute. Unfortunately, he's stuck with me until then for the rest of the show. It might be. There you go. We've also got Chris. Chris has joined us at evening from Sheffield. Evening from Sheffield, indeed. We're going quite across the country at the moment. No one from MK so far, but evening, Chris. Hopefully Sheffield's treating you well. Thanks for tuning in. Lou has said she is there too. So evening to you, Lou. Thanks for joining in. Sheila, good evening. Evening to you as well. Really appreciate you jumping on. Russell's on the YouTube. Sheila's on the Facebook. Everything's covered. There we go. Grant's joined us. Grant said, good evening. Thanks for joining, Grant. He said YouTube is 20 to 30 seconds behind. It is, and the reason why is because we're streaming on two different streams, so it causes a delay one way or the other. Some weeks it's one, some weeks it's the other. But yeah, a little frustrating, but there we go. Ollie said, self-isolating Colin, big respect. He is self-isolating in his unknown location, Ollie, in Norfolk. South Don has joined us. Evening, South Don. Thanks for joining. Stephen's joined us. Stephen Flanagan. Thanks for joining us, Stephen. And Steve says 1-0 Fulham to Bristol City. So that's a good result if that carries on. Primarily because they beat us and I don't want them to go through. Maybe I'm just being petty, Steve, but there we go. And Ollie, yeah, as I say, he says, thanks so much for your funeral mention. Not a problem, Ollie. As I say, I will put that up at the end of the show on Facebook and hopefully on YouTube if I do it on the comments after the show for people who are tuning in late or know Tom. Better catch up on that as time goes on. I believe Colin is back. We'll try again. Second time lucky. Here he is. Good evening, Colin.
Unbelievable.
It's all right. You left me to get through all the hellos and good evenings and all the comments.
I was listening.
Yeah,
listen, I thought you handled it well.
Thank you, mate. Dead air is a crime.
For those that aren't aware, I'm away on holiday, and the internet connection here is dubious to say the least.
It will be hit and miss, Cole.
So if I get away with that, just one dropout tonight, that'll be something. Anyway,
exactly.
Good evening, Jordan. Thanks for joining us.
So we've got a few more, and then we'll get
Christian Armstrong. Evening, Christian.
And Ryan. Ryan said, finally made a live show. Thank you for joining, Ryan. I know you've always got a lot of work commitment, so really great to have you join us and hopefully get some input on the show. He said, where can I watch the whole show without dipping in and out because of work? I would say YouTube. You can pause it, you can come back, whatever you want to do on that side of things, Ryan.
Yeah, it'll be like me, just dropping in at the show.
Just do what Colin does. 50p in the meter, anytime. Delays on signals, what you couldn't make it up. But again, what would be a Don's Unplugged show without a technical hiccup, Cole?
Indeed.
Anyway, I'll quickly get through the last few of the comments and then we'll get on to tonight's big agenda. So, evening from Stephen. He's come on and said, good evening. Evening, gents, from Ryan again. Thanks for joining, Ryan. Much appreciated. Ash says, thoughts on the new loanee from Wigan. We're going to come on to that.
We'll come on to that in a moment. We'll come on to that in a moment.
Come on to that. Chris says, RIP to one of our own, Tom. Quite right. So thanks for that, Chris.
Indeed.
Also looks like Colin is gone.
No, Ashley, behave yourself. I'm back.
For the moment, Ash. For the moment.
Evening, Hamid.
Evening, Hamid. Thanks for joining. And Karen, I think, has joined us as well. So, Karen, yeah, evening all. So, there we go. We always get through all the good evenings and the comments before we start the show. You've all taken the time to put the effort to say hello. So, we always try and call it all out. But like I say, if you want anything to be flashed up in the moment as we're chatting, stick it on YouTube. We'll flash it up as we're going through.
Yeah, and it might be helpful because if I'm not here, you lot could talk to Aidan.
Yeah, it might be helpful. And Glenn's joined us on Facebook as well today.
Evening, Glenn. Evening, Glenn.
Anyway, take a breath whilst you're still here, Cole. Big agenda tonight. We've got a lot to get through, as always. Show 42. So happy anniversary. 42 shows in. Who'd have believed it?
Indeed. I can't believe we're still there after 42. So I can't believe you lot are still watching.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. We had over 1,500 views last week, Cole, from around the globe.
We are. Am I right in saying we are the only Don's live show?
Yeah, pretty much. From a vlog, yeah, from a vlog sort of video cast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but we're the only ones that are mad enough to try it live.
We are, and that's why we always have the hiccups, but we enjoy them. We enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, thank you to Mr. Kaz, the Casbar, who is going to Drumrolls Cole to renew his sponsorship of the show for the forthcoming season. Thank you, Kaz. Really appreciate your support. And we couldn't do it without you. Financially, it is huge. So thank you from that side of things. How to watch the show, I've touched on it already. You've got YouTube, you've got Facebook. We do have a Twitter link, so anyone who's watching on Twitter can click the link and it will take you to YouTube. So if you've got friends or family that want to watch the show but they don't have an account on either, if they've got an X or it was Twitter account, stick on there, click on the link in the Don's Unplugged group on that, and then you'll be able to come straight through. We've also got tonight, Cole, interviews. No,
we've got a Walsall. We've got a Walsall guest.
A grilling from the team that apparently went up, but are still here.
Yeah. So, we promise we won't ask him what happened last season. Well, we might.
Well, we might do. We might tease. There we go.
We might tease. The biggest fall from grace has ever been in football. We got the Newport County review.
We have with Luke Chris Kamara Payne. He's done a 4-minute review. It's an in-depth review. I've had a look at it. It's pretty good stuff as always from Luke.
He's wasted here, isn't he? Really, with us.
When he's on Sky Sports, maybe he'll plug us. Maybe he'll plug us. You never know.
I mean, I'm open to get wasted.
Absolutely. Anyway, we'll talk about Saturday's game in a minute. We're going to talk about, was it a penalty? And there was two of
does it matter? Does it matter whether it was a penalty? We never got that one against Oldham, so case are up.
I know, but there was two calls. So again, we'll talk about both of those. Have we already seen just about every approach against us in terms of setups? I don't think so. But we'll talk a bit more about that.
Okay.
And again, are we still happy with our current situation? Obviously, we had a few injuries. As those things always tend to happen.
Just going back, there was the approaches against us. I'd like to be interested to know what sort of style of play you think the opposition, not just you, but everybody, what sort of style of play the opposition could set up that makes us more vulnerable. I mean, I thought we looked vulnerable going down the right wing, so our left back where Louis used to be. I mean, Crawley really had a crack at us.
They did
down the left. So,
but
anyway, sorry for interrupting.
No, don't be silly. It's fine. This is it's live TV. You can do what you want. We're going to talk about the Danny Crowley situation. We're going to talk about injuries. More players coming before 7 p.m. on Monday night. So again, let's see what happens with that revolving door. We're going to talk about John Mellish, obviously our new signing. The Walsall preview we've mentioned. Results, stats. It wouldn't be a Don's Unplugged show without Colin's stats and results for the interview. So there we go.
Hang on, I'm just having a look. Have I got any?
You've got a few. I've got a few.
You've got a few.
So we're all good. Yeah, we're all good. And
should we watch Luke Payne?
Yeah. Anything more besides? And again, any questions? Anything anyone else wants to chat about? Stick it in the chat. But as you say, we'll do the Luke Payne interview.
We left it a bit late last week. We almost forgot it, didn't we?
I know. We'll do it now because it's 4 minutes. So stay tuned. Bear with us. But again, a great watch. And run VT.
Right, we've got another game to cover, and this time it's Newport. And we were pegged back early in this one. It was the Agunye goal. And I think that's probably one of the more disappointing ones we'll concede this season. I know it took a little bit of a deflection off the main, but for me, I think McGillivray has to save that. It's at his near post and it's a comfortable height for him. For me, that's just I'd put that down to individual error, although it is obviously disappointing that Newport were in that position in the first place. However, we did sort of bounce back from that and we were putting pressure on them. I think Newport's low block was quite tricky to break down, in fairness to them. I think the frustrating thing for me was just we weren't shooting as much as we could be or could have been. it was a case of we'd take 1, 2, sometimes even 3 extra touches before going for goal, you know, almost telegraphing it, making it blatantly obvious what we were planning on doing, and you know, you give your opposition far too much preparation time to, you know, stop the chance. We obviously then had a bit of luck our way with the penalty decision. Having seen a couple of different angles of it, I can see why it's been given. You know, there was a bit of shirt tugging going on there. It is a bit soft, and you know, those are the sort of fouls that get missed all over the pitch, you know, 10, 20 times a game. But the ref spotted it on that occasion and will absolutely take it. It was a well taken penalty by Mendes Lang. Always a good sign when, you know, keeper's gone the right way and he's still not even remotely close to saving it. You then had the second half started well. I think set pieces across the entire game, we looked like a threat. And, you know, Patterson and Sanders had both missed efforts in the first half from set pieces. And then Patterson's obviously gone and got what proved to be the winning one, and with another good delivery by Liam Kelly. So, yeah, we probably... I'd say we probably just about, well, not just about, we deserved to win based on, you know, the quality we had going forward. I do, in comparison to theirs at least, I don't think they offered very much. They obviously had that one-on-one effort, but that wasn't particularly convincing. And then the one they blazed over the bar right at the end. Beyond that, I don't think they offered much in the final third. But still... the important thing was 3 points, and that's what we got. The unbeaten run carries on. There were some top individual performances. Sanders again, ole, as well as, you know, the likes of Alex Gilby, Liam Kelly, really starting to come into their own now. And then you've got Callum Patterson at the top of the pitch as well. I think there are a couple of individual players we need to see improvement from. Personally, want to see a bit more of Will Collar. You know, he looks decent enough off the ball, but we're not seeing enough of him when he has it, essentially. And then we've got this whole conundrum of fullbacks, which I can only assume we're going to fix in the final week of the transfer window, because we have no fullbacks currently. So otherwise we're going to be playing 4 centre-backs again, I'd imagine, against Walsall, which will be a good test. Because they typically tend to be quite good without the ball and in transition. So the mistakes we made against Newport would probably get punished more effectively against Walsall. And they're looking like one of the stronger teams again this season. So it'll be an interesting game. But I'm optimistic we can come out with enough positive result. Come on, you Dons.
Some good points there, as always. You know, I think you should have mentioned the Colonel. So, Luke Payne, where's the Colonel? Apparently, he made 32 clearances throughout the game.
I better say, I wanted to talk about Jack, but before we do, Cole, I'm really sorry. Before we break our flow, I seen a comment just as we went on to the VT, and I want to put it up. I hope you don't mind me jumping on this, but Harry's put up a comment. He said, I don't want to make this about me, but I lost my dad yesterday at 15 years old. And watching you guys put a smile on my face. Harry, I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I may say that's bloody...
that's just...
devastating.
Devastating, absolutely. And look, condolences to you and your family as well, Harry. You know, again, it's a tough time to lose anyone, but when you're losing a parent at that age, it's hard. It's hard. And look, you know, when you're down at Stadium MK again for a home game, come and see Colin and I. We'll try and cheer you up, because what I'm going to do is go and find some Don's memorabilia. Not that it will replace anything, but just a little bit of a thing so that we're thinking of you. So
and we'll give you a cap as well.
Yeah, come and find us down when you...
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Harry. That is really shocking news.
Yeah, absolutely awful. But I say I didn't want to break the flow, but obviously I didn't want to not mention that. And again, I'm glad that we can make you smile a little bit, mate. Like I say, we do this for a bit of fun and games, but at the same time, we you know, don't like to hear terrible news and things like that. So again, thoughts with you, Harry, and I hope, as difficult as it is at this time for you, if we bring a little bit of joy for a little bit of time, then I'm glad that we can bring a smile to your face, mate. Anyway. Sorry, Colin. We'll go back into to the Newport review from Luke. And again, like you say, I thought you made some really good comments. I really wanted to talk about Jack. First of all, I wore my Colonel Sanders top, and I showed him, and he loved it, by the way. So he was much appreciative for that. But I thought the guy. I mean, again, I said last season I thought there was big things to come, and a few people sort of looked at me like I'd probably drunk something.
He's really lifted his game. No doubt. Really lifted his game.
I mean, what a defender. But not just that. I thought the partnership with Epiteta was really, really good. Really, really good. There's really good understanding there.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. While we're talking about Newport, I watched Luca Quarter. He was doing his walking down the street thing with the Newport guy. And pre-match, I thought he was pretty good, actually. And Luca, he asked Luca what he thought the score was going to be. And Luca said 2-1. And he also asked Luca what he thought the score was going to be. Luca... like the scorers were going to be, and he said Mendes, Lang, and Patterson. So, Luca, if you got a prediction this week and you're watching, Mystic Meg, put it up because I'd love to know what it is.
Sidekick. No, it was really good, really good. To be fair, Luca does some good videos as well. So get yourself on YouTube, have a look at Luca's stuff when you've got time as well. I mean, I honestly, that game, I think Luke's points were. When we went into that, bearing in mind the last time we played him was at 6-3, and obviously that was still PTSD from the last time we played him, Cole. But I didn't think it was going to be an easy game, like I said to you last week. No.
And
I said at the time, if you remember, I said 2-1. I said about 2-1.
This is something we spoke about last week.
Yeah.
We have got a target on our back. 100%.
Of course we have.
It never, not because we're top of the league. It's who we are, who we've got in our side, and how much money we've got. And I hate to say it, but there's a degree of jealousy. And like when we played Man United, and that anniversary was only a day or two ago, you want to take the top boys out. And we are really, truly, in one way or another, a bit of a top boy, and people want to derail us. People want to derail us.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, Cole. Last week,
Bring it on.
Kieran said, he thought it was going to be a walkover. And I said at the time, I don't think it was going to be. I thought it would be a tight one.
No, he said 2-0, didn't he?
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Yeah, truth be told. But I fancied 2-1. And again, when we got there, I was not surprised at the low block and the possession that they were trying to get. Their first goal was a bit lucky. Obviously, we palmed it into our own net. It felt like... But those are the
got a deflection, but if I was Craig Mack, and I used to be a goalkeeper. There you go. Ashley, I've done it again. I used to be a keeper. I'd have felt very disappointed.
Yeah.
I actually, even a second or two, I sat there, I thought, that's gone in the back of the bloody net.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I thought he'd pushed it round the post. I did, but
it looked like it initially because I was quite shocked. But fair play to Newport. They took their chance. They had a shot. They got a goal, but I didn't think it was an easy game, Cole.
But once we drew level, I could only see one winner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
to be fair to 2 or 3 Newport boys that we've spoken to on the sidelines, they've all said we were the better team. They just felt a little bit gutted about how it happened. I mean, I mean, Luke's touched on the penalty. Did you think it was I was surprised. I was. I mean, and even when I saw the replay, I mean, you were up that end, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I was literally straight in front of me. Like I was up at the top, so I could see almost a perfect line view. I thought it was soft, if I'm honest, Cole.
Yeah, I thought it was soft.
But at the same time, I take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we ain't going to turn it down. No. And, I mean, let's face it, there's going to be plenty more, and there has already been a situation where we should have had a penalty. I mean, if that was a penalty, I mean, the one on Saturday, they should have arrested the bloke and stuck him inside for 6 months because... I mean? Yeah. I mean, that was the difference between the two, wasn't it? It was mental.
It was, but
there you go.
It's that whole karma thing, Cole. Because I didn't think we deserved to be behind. So getting that penalty,
no, not at all.
I kind of felt if truth be told, if we hadn't got the penalty and they hadn't scored, going in on a draw would have been fair anyway. So I felt when we went in on the 1-1.
I thought it was a fair result at half time.
Yeah,
fair,
I
very
did.
fair.
I did. But I mean, what was your take of the game from what you were seeing? Because you obviously watching it on the telly. I mean, you've got probably a bird's eye view of it.
Oh yeah, no, I was watching legitimately. Yeah,
I know you were. I know it was legit.
Sky.
Legit.
Mate. It's funny because last season I wasn't nervous because I was almost expecting us to lose. And by thunder, we did on numerous occasions. But I'm sort of nervous now because I know it sounds a bit arrogant, but I know we should be beating these teams with the players we've got. So that makes you feel a bit nervous, and you wonder what teams are going to throw at you. I mean, when we went down to Crawley the other night, I mean, they hit us with everything they got, and I just wonder what how the next team, Walsall, or are supposed to be and are probably a better team than the general run-of-the-mill teams in League Two. I wonder how they're going to approach it on Saturday. Obviously, we'll talk about that. We've got a few difficult games coming up. We've got Grimsby the following week.
We have.
And also we've got to travel to Chesterfield. Second favourites, playing well. But, at the moment, I'm, and this is sort of, encroaching on the next question, if you like, is, are you happy with where we are at the moment and what you've seen? I mean, there's a lot of positives with the joint top scorers. We've conceded the fewest. That I think the other one is Tranmere. We're still unbeaten.
Yeah.
Where our away record is almost comparable with what it was at the end of last season already. So it's. I saw that.
Yeah, I've seen that, Ryan.
I saw that young lad. Yeah. I don't know. I confess I know absolutely nothing about him, but a source called Summit, the View from the Copper Summit, brought that out yesterday morning saying it was exclusive. He's played for Preston, Bolton, Wigan and Kilmarnock. He's 22 years and a right back. He comes from Aberdeen. He comes from 24 years. What do you think of this link player? Well, sounds good. He's a young lad. Lad. We need a right back.
We need cover. Ultimately, we need cover and depth for both positions.
We do.
And we'll come on to the left back signing in a minute. But I think if we get the other one through the door, worst case scenario, I think we've done what we need to do for that transfer window.
Well, I mean, I've already written my preview for Friday, which goes out on Facebook, by the way. It's the Casbah Big Game preview.
There you go. Maybe David Scott. Who needs James when you've got Ryan doing stats?
Well,
there you go. Thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you. Or Ashley. I mean, where's Ashley tonight? I mean,
Ashley will be bubbling. Don't worry.
I'd be surprised if we, not that we sign him. I wouldn't be surprised if we signed him, but I'd be surprised if we signed him and played him on Saturday. And also we've talked about, is the jigsaw complete? And by the jigsaw I mean the team as a whole. I was thinking the other day we'd almost got it about right, but then of course in the last few days we've had Tomlinson injured.
Yeah,
we had Ogun go off with concussion on Saturday, and I think the protocols are 7 days, so that might rule him out for Saturday.
Well, he subbed the sub.
We've also got crikey, right back. Oh, can't think. Gethin Jones. My mind went blank for a second. Gethin Jones is out injured. We don't know how long he's out. So I mean, and we all, Ryan. But I was thinking the other day, 2 fullbacks. And that possibly could happen. We've got one, another one possibly in the. I wouldn't be surprised to see us sign on a loanee striker.
I'm with you on that. Speaking of which, obviously I'll come back to my points on the game in a minute. But I did speak to Aaron Collins when I was at the game. He was watching from the stands, which I thought was a really nice touch, by the way.
I agree with that, Russell. By the way.
Yeah, I do. No, well, again, there's no easy games. If you think
Something
they're
we've
easy,
always said. Something
yeah,
we've always said.
there's no easy games. As soon
Yeah,
as you
sorry,
think
mate.
there
Go
is-
on.
No, said to Russell's point, as soon as you think there's an easy game, you're going to get punished. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, I mean, he was saying he's 3 weeks away. He's 3 weeks, and that was on Saturday, so that's like 2 weeks this Saturday.
Right.
So he's raring to go. I mean, I teased him. I just said you can't let Patterson get all the glory. Someone's got to give competition. But I think with him back fit, I think to your point is, do we need another striker? Aloni. I mean, we had it with Tesgal. We've had it with Max Dean.
Well, Max Dean. I mean, he was in the grand scheme of things. Max Dean was basically about the fifth choice striker.
Yeah, he was.
But very, very, very quickly, he soon became the first choice striker, didn't he? So I'm not saying we're going to be all right, Luca. I am not saying straight away. I've been talking about you, Luca, by the way.
We have, yeah. We've been talking about your videos so people can watch them as well.
Watch it back later.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that we've got the potential of signing someone like Max Dean again. But who knows? I mean, we've signed a few loanees and transfers on in the past. They're absolute rubbish. Come on, let's sign a good one.
Yeah, no, I think so, mate. I think so. I mean, looking at the team so far, I agree with Luke. I mean, Collar for me is someone that's got ability. We've seen that, obviously, when you look at his record previous to us. And I don't necessarily think he's done anything necessarily bad. It's just not done much to really, I don't know, warrant for me is placing the team as a starting 11. And, there's opportunities there for potential others to come in, but he's got the ability. I'd just like to see him do a bit more. And again, not just from the Newport game, but quite a few games. It's just felt a little bit. But again, early days, Cole. He could be a slow build, a slow burn. Who knows? I'm going to give him the credit.
Well, I mean, we've got one of our pre-show questions tonight was Danny Crowley. Is it about time he was?
That's my point. That's my point.
I mean, we all know what Kelly's been like with the better players around him. We all know what Sanders has been like with the better players around him. Is there a possibility Danny Crowley could come back, and he is that player that we know Danny Crowley can be?
Yeah, no, exactly that. So, I'd be interested to see if he gets a start or a nod against Walsall, because Walsall's going to be a difficult challenge.
Yeah.
I think they're a capable team. Obviously, we know what happened last season. Obviously, and again, it's happened to us in the past. These things happen, but you look at their squad, you look at some of the additions over the summer and the ins and outs. I don't think they've done terribly bad. They haven't lost too much. So I still think they're going to be a threat. And I think, as Luke said, off the ball, they know how to manage a game as well. So,
well, if you remember at the start of the season when we were talking about, we haven't kicked a ball in anger yet. Who do you think are going to be some of the top contenders? My choice was Walsall. Because
sorry. Oh dear.
Really, Grimsby
up
the
town. What a goal.
Where's me fish?
Exactly.
Grimsby 1-0. I'd be singing, it's happening again. It's happening again.
Sorry. Anyway.
Sheila, I haven't said hello to you tonight. I said hello to Russell. Hi, Sheila. Nice to see you. Well,
he drops off. That's the reason, Sheila. He dropped off because he couldn't.
I dropped off when you were doing the hellos. So we're about 7 or 8 minutes away from our guest tonight. Is he in the green room?
Not yet. Cole.
Oh, he's not. Okay, we'll flag all off then.
Yeah, but no, like I say, I think Lucas mentioned that we've talked about it. Do I think there's more positions? I mean, again, you could be greedy and say there's more. But I just go back to the last transfer window, last season. We just signed for the sake of signing, and it was a mess.
We did. It was crackers.
It was a mess.
We were like kids in a sweet shop. Mental.
Yeah, and it just goes
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, another midfielder. Keep grabbing them. Bloody ridiculous.
And I think for me, Cole, all that served to prove really was it unsettled the squad, because no one kind of knew what the deal was, who was going to do what, and it wasn't organised. I think this season, okay, we've got money, I get that, but it seemed more organised, more diligent, more targeted, and by doing that, everyone knows their drill, everyone knows what's expected, Everyone knows, you know.
Well, we heard Paul Warner at the start of the season. He'd been talking to players, and he said in the chat if he didn't like, he thought there was the player he wanted, and then he chatted to him and thought he ain't the guy I want, you know. So it's attitude, mate, and I think that is something that you can see that we are playing with a bit of backbone now, a bit of attitude,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, sorry, Andrew, thanks for the comment. And I'm in agree, obviously, with Jones. I think hopefully the Liverpool comment, I don't know if you saw, if you just joined us, but there's a comment about someone from Liverpool potentially signing on. There'll be others. I'm sure there'll be more rumours in the next few days as well. But we're definitely looking for stuff. And I think it's clever of Warren to use the loans to do it, because I think there's two reasons for that, Cole, in my mind, and I could be wrong here. But I think financial fair play comes into it a little bit, because how many people can you sign and the wage structure if you're loaning? I don't know if that affects it, but that's potentially some reason. But also at this stage of the transfer window, if you're trying to sign someone, you're probably going to be asking silly money because they know the window's shutting.
Oh, well, and they know we've got potfuls of cash.
Yeah. So I think actually, if you're going to loan someone in, probably the time to do it. The interesting thing with the new loanee, obviously we'll come on to in a minute, it's a season-long loan from my understanding. So there is no in January, which is good news. News. So,
and can you put that comment back up again?
Of course I can. Yeah. Go for it.
Andrew also said Waller and Tripp loaned out for the season. Totally agree. We said that the other week.
Last week.
I think their opportunity is going to be very thin on the ground this season with what we've got available. And I think Darren Burns got the assist.
Good on Darren. Darren.
Cheers, Ryan. So I think Waller and Tripp out on loan would be I wouldn't get rid of them. Certainly not.
No. They're definitely for the future. Definitely for the future. I mean, again, this is the interesting dynamic, Cole. Last season, we probably would have been looking at them as being starters in the team.
That's the crazy situation we find ourselves in.
So, for me, the fact that they're now not in necessarily that discussion goes to show how far we've come in a very short space of time. But they are definitely ones for the future. And I think National League, potentially other League Two teams, depending on what the situation is, there's no harm in doing it, because again, it gives them game time, it gets them some development. I'm sure Warney's got a plan with some of those things if it comes along, no doubt. Yeah. Matt's raised a point as well. Matt said, here he just said the next 3 games are going to be a big test to see what our squad.
100%.
I mean, that's the interesting thing, Matt. Right? It's a case of the window shuts. That's your lot. And it's how do we withstand that without some tinkering? But from what I've seen so far, I know it's still early days and things can change. I think we've had a really good start.
Well, let's not forget we have been in a sort of a situation. I mean, if you remember, I think we won 6 games on the bounce, went to Newport, got absolutely trounced, and then the season just took a nosedive after that, didn't it?
It did.
So you're only 1 game away.
Yeah, you are.
From greatness or failure.
I think we've come a long way.
We have.
As Ryan and others have said, we're up for the fight.
I think we've got the squad capable of, combating, teams that are coming to take us on. We've certainly got, I keep reading those bloody comments on the bottom.
That's all right, Cole. It's all right. We've got some. I say our guest is in the green room, but I mean, I'll do some Facebook comments because we haven't done any of those.
Yeah. Go for it
in a minute. But yeah, I mean, where's Connor gone? I don't think he's. I think he's got a slight injury. I mean, Ash will probably.
I thought he was injured, but I might be wrong.
Was. Yeah. But again, we'll see. Russell said he thinks Connor Lemonhay Evans is one of our best players. Do you know what?
I
like him, and I think he suits certain games. And this is what I like: is if you've got a certain game where it's a bit more physical, he's the sort of player you want on the pitch. I think for me, Walsall's more of a Crowley one. I think again a bit of creativity there in the middle of the park. If he can come back now, he's bordered on match fitness. We shall see. I guess. Ryan's going to be there on Saturday. His first game since Bristol. He can't wait. Well, hopefully, Ryan, it's a win for you because last time that was a cup game. It was a loss.
Well, you can sit in my seat because I won't be in it.
Well, he won't be. Exactly that. Right, I'm going to scroll back. So again, apologies for going back on the.
Yeah, and then we ought to quickly talk about John Mellish, and then we'll bring our Walsall fan,
guest,
who I believe is Lee.
That's right, Lee's been kind enough to join us. Lou's confirmed that Yvonne is sat next to her at the Everton game tonight. So, Yvonne, I hope you're enjoying yourself with the prawn sandwich mafia.
It's come a summit when you go to a big game like that and you're watching us.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Grant said YouTube, we've mentioned 20, 30 seconds behind you. I mean, again, depends on the feeds. We have got, what have we got here? Thanks so much for the details. So I'm just catching up on myself. Arthur says, hi, lads. Bomber Harris here. Jogs away. Evening, Arthur. Thanks for joining, my friend.
Evening, Bomber.
And I mean, Harry mentioned obviously about his father, and lots of outpourings for you here, Harry. Grant said, sorry to hear that. Ollie said, heartbreaking. You ever want to talk? Harry, MK family always here. Thoughts are with your family. Yeah. I couldn't.
Good on you,
Don. Better myself, Ollie. Couldn't put it below myself. South Don said, take care, Harry. Stay strong. Alex has joined us. Mr. Kopek is in the building. He said, hello, you lovely lot. So I don't know who he's talking to because clearly not us.
I saw Alex at Crawley actually, and Maya. I hadn't seen her for ages.
No,
Maya's about as tall as me now. You know.
I know.
I can remember when she was a little dot doing a regular vlogs and all the rest of it. She's now nearly as tall as me. Mind you, I'm only 5'10.5". So
well, I have, Colin. I've got Sky Sports related breaking news just coming in. Just if you want to look at the bottom of the screen. I'll leave it there.
Oh my word!
Oh dear, sorry. Could be another.
Oh dear, I mean, I don't know what side Grim. Can we slag Grimsby off and saying you're only playing kids? Because that's what everybody said when we beat them 4-0.
Brilliant.
Good grief.
Rob's joined. Rob Mears. He said Grimsby playing well against United. Hard game coming. I don't disagree. I mean, I thought the Grimsby.
Can somebody tell me what sort of side Man United are putting out? You don't really put all the players down.
But
just tell me what
string,
sort of
first string. Yeah, exactly.
Just tell me what sort of player. You know.
Chris said it's happening again. Adrian's joined us. Evening, Adrian. Thanks for joining.
Right.
He said they totally deserve it. Rob says rather have loans as they are good.
Just shows you what a good team Grimsby are.
Yeah, exactly. If they're any good, he said they'll be gone in January, the loans. Apparently, as I say, the one we got from Wigan is a season-long loan.
Yeah. Well, we'll quickly talk about him. If you don't mind hanging on, Lee, in the green room.
Yeah, so we won't be long, Lee. Apologies, got a lot to get through. Left back, right back's most important. Is what another comment from Rob. South Don said, totally agree with Rob. Been caught out over the years when we lose the loanees. Absolute Max Waters is a great example of that.
Right, quickly. Go on then.
Go on. So to say, Manchester are woeful. There's the update. No youngsters for United. Apparently, it's a strong squad, and it's
really?
Onana messing up again. At this rate,
Onana's in goal.
Yeah.
I've got to say, you know, how many times do I mention it? I used to be a keeper, and Onana, mate, I was better than him.
Oh, God.
I was better than him. He's rubbish.
Do you know what? It makes me feel a little bit better after the season we had last season to see them. They're in a state. I actually feel sorry for Man U fans. They're in an absolute state. But anyway, lots of people saying about
John Mellish.
John Mellish, go for it, Cole.
Well, that was quite a surprise, actually. I mean, I saw a few murmurings on the concrete roundabout that we'd got someone in, or, you know, potentially no names were mentioned, and then I saw John Mellish. I've got to be honest, I don't know anything about him. Don't know anything.
No.
All I know is he's 6'2", used to be a defender, then got converted into a midfielder. Yeah. Now it looks like we've got him back to be a left back. He's 6'2". He scores a few goals apparently as well.
It was interesting because I took a bit of time to have a look into it. Like you, I was a bit sort of surprised. Warney seems to have obviously tracked him from his Carlisle days. Ryan Lowe, because a lot of the Wigan fans, you look on their chat, were quite surprised to see him go.
Yeah.
So when you look at, I mean, some of the reporting that Toby put in MK Citizen today was about Ryan Lowe had a chat with him, but he just doesn't have certain abilities that Ryan's looking for his squad.
He mentioned a surprising chat. What was?
Well, I think I think from that perspective, it's probably the fact that he's been there and said, I want to go and play, I want to get game time, and being quite grown up about it. What was interesting was that, you know, when he's talking about it, he said not to prove me wrong or to get back in the team. So maybe I'm overthinking it, but does that mean, to my point earlier, that at the end of the season, if he's any good, we might have the option to buy, potentially?
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see.
But League Two level, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good.
Yeah, well, I
his,
think we're going to find out very quickly because I wouldn't be surprised to see him at left back on Saturday.
I wouldn't. I mean, again, you couldn't make it up with the injuries that we've got. You know, it have to be a wing back and then another one as well. So that's both the full backs are out. But I don't know. Grimsby might be happy with that. Walsall might be happy with that. Other teams might be happy with that, with them being out for quite some time. By the sounds of it, for both of them, Cole. But speaking of that, I think that leads us quite nicely into our esteemed guest who's taken the time to join us from Walsall. So I shall bring Lee in if that's all right.
Yeah, bring Lee in.
Good stuff. Lee, thank you so much for joining us and appreciate you jumping on and being patient, sitting in the green room.
Thanks for having me. Just a quick one. I've just watched the second Grimsby goal. Anana was absolutely nowhere again. He come out
good,
and he was absolutely flapping at the ball. Ball just drops behind him. Grimsby player just tucks it into the empty goal.
Sorry, I'm gonna show my. Where's it at? Is it at Grimsby?
It is at Grimsby, yeah.
It is at Grimsby.
Grimsby are playing well. And again, Man United got quite a few sort of first teamers or fringe players. Harry Maguire started. You got that. Ahmad has started. You got Mainu. Kobe Mainu's playing as well. So it's not like they're sent out like an under-21 team. So fair play to Grimsby. They're really getting into Man United. You can see they've upset them already.
I'll tell you what, Lee, it goes to prove they wouldn't even get in the Walsall MK Dons first 11. That's how bad they are.
Anana as a goalkeeper. I can't believe him, mate. He's just absolutely.
How much did they pay for him?
Stupid, mate.
Stupid amount, wasn't it? It was sort of like 35, 40 million or something like that.
I mean, David De Gea must be laughing his backside off somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening
Obviously,
again.
Sunday League goalkeeper's better than him.
4-0 for the Dons 10, 11 years ago, so you never know.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
We have got business, sir, on Saturday. You coming down, first of all?
Yes, I'm definitely coming down. I've got my ticket, I've got my train booked, so I will be there.
Excellent. Must be nice coming to a good stadium.
Oh,
well, it's very nice.
Well, two-thirds empty, but it's all right.
Well, I was just going to say it's very nice, but sort of seeing all those empty seats is a little bit soul-destroying at times, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah. But I mean, I console myself with the fact that we're getting that 8,000 or 9,000, which ain't too dirty, really. I mean, it's it does. A big stadium does make it look a lot worse, and it don't help.
They scatter everyone sitting all over.
Well, we've built this for the Premiership, you know that.
Yeah, but unfortunately...
Well, sort of 2075 probably be about right, won't it?
I won't see it. I won't see it, Lee.
I say my grandkids might see it at that rate, but there we go.
Yeah, I don't think I'll.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those. It's a lovely stadium, as you say, Lee. It's one of those where, again, a lot of the kids these days, a lot of the youngsters in Milton Keynes are starting to come. There's a lot more growing from that side of things, which is really nice to see.
Lee, do you know how many you're bringing down?
I haven't seen how many we've sold, but I would imagine it'll be close to 1,000, if not a bit more on the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, speaking of which, Lee, what do you think of your season so far? So, I mean, if you look at sort of the games, you've got the win against Salford, see the tight game, but a narrow loss to Grimsby. I think there was the win against Barnet. Again, a narrow loss to Gillingham, who were undefeated again, and obviously the win against Swindon. So, overall, what's your take so far?
For me, so far this season, especially with all the new players that we've had come in, I would give us sort of a solid 7 out of 10 for that start. Sort of 9 points from 5 games is exactly how we started last season. From the first 5 games, we got 9 points last season. Yeah. So from last season to this season, we're on a par. The only slight concern I have is our strikers at the moment, because until the Grimsby and Salford game, we weren't really producing that much up front. And when we were, we didn't look like we were going to score. Case in point at Gillingham, sort of Gillingham get the goal, and then you sort of knew it was going to be really difficult for us to get anything out of that game. Towards the end, when we sort of put Aidan Flint up top to like go in as like an extra striker in the last 5 minutes of the game, we did get like half a chance. But the new pairing of Stuttle and Presley, so you could see they were a work in progress. And then obviously against Grimsby, Stuttle got his injury and he's gone back to Bournemouth now. And then we've had Carnu come in who made his debut for the last half an hour against Salford from Charlton, and he looks a good player. So I would imagine him and Presley will be the two front players starting Saturday against MK.
Yeah, I mean, you've lost a couple of good players, as I can see. You've lost Nathan Lowe, who went back to Stockport County, and you've also lost Taylor Allen, haven't you? I mean, that's the best part of 30 goals you've lost.
Yeah, that's that, and especially the Taylor Allen one. But so far, we've had young Evan Weir step into that role, and he's more than sort of looks capable of taking over from where Taylor Allen sort of left off last season. And then also we've had another young kid called Daniel Cox on loan from Derby, and also he looks more than capable of filling that role in that left centre back. But obviously, the amount of goals and assists Taylor Allen had last season, it is hard to be able to like get that back into the team.
Now, I've done my own work, as I always do for these every game, and I'm having a look at who you've signed on. Obviously, you've already mentioned Aidan Flint. I think that's a huge signing for you. Aidan Flint, I mean, he might be he must be mid-30s. Was he 35, 36?
36.
Yeah, 36. I mean, the man's a danger at either end of the pitch, isn't he? I mean, he'll blow out someone like, I don't know, dare I say, our Patterson up front. And is equally is a pain in the backside up the other end, and he'll be going in for corners against we call him the Colonel, Jack Sanders.
I think
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I think at the moment the way we play with the three centre backs and with Flint being in the middle of the three, he's suiting him to the ground because he's got even Evan Weir or Dan Cox on his left hand side, and he's either had Rico Brown or Harrison Burke, who we picked up in the summer from Chester, on the right-hand side. And them two, either side of him, are doing most of the running. But you can see how much of a general he is for us. He's organising that defence, and he's immense in the air. There's not many headers he doesn't win. And he's like, you can see that experience. And I think that's what we missed last season. I think if we had Aidan Flint last season, I think we would have gone up automatic.
Right, well, and as you mentioned that, I'm sorry, I've got to mention it. So, I mean, one everlasting memory that I had of Walsall last year was when we went to your place. You absolutely stuffed us, and we walked. I think it was 4-2, and we walked out of the ground, and the home end was singing, "We're going to win the league." And I remember saying to myself at the time, that could come back and bite you on the arse. Never believing it had happened. So what exactly did happen to Walsall? I mean, they won 3 out of the last 21 games, I believe. What happened to them?
Yeah, basically, we picked up 19 points from the last 21 games.
Yeah.
I think, basically, if we got 21 out of the 21, we would have gone up. We would have managed to get
didn't you miss out last game of the season?
Yes, basically. Against Bradford got sort of the last-minute sort of winner, and they sort of picked us to that third place, but we shouldn't have let it go to that final game. It was a bit of a perfect storm. In January, Stoke decided to sack the manager and bring Mark Robbins in. They had a bit of a striker sort of injury issue, and the one player they had on loan, they was thinking they were going to lose him. So they recalled Nathan Lowe back, thinking they're going to have to use him. In the end, I think they basically used him for about 50 minutes worth of game time between and then the last of the season. Again, a lot of
going.
Yeah, even for him, because I think if he stayed, I think he would have got 25 goals and he would have won Golden Boot and we would have got up promoted. Also, I think Matt Sadler overused Conor Barrett, and sort of towards the end of the season, especially the last 10 games, you could see Conor Barrett was sort of running exhausted, and he didn't really want to change the team too much, but when he had to, and then he brought in Nathan Asingwe, he showed that he could have done. So I think there was quite a bit that Matt Sadler could have learnt. And also there was like Charlie Lakin in midfield who was sort of running on empty. I don't think he used his squad or his subs, especially in that last sort of 10, 15 games of the season. And you could see some of the players were running out on empty. What we've seen already this season, and I know we're only sort of 5 games in, he's rotating a little bit more and he's like making his subs a little bit earlier and he's being a bit more thoughtful with them. So he's like freshening it up more against like all the teams that played this season. He's been more proactive in his subs
So the question from me would be, do you think Matt Sadler was lucky to hang on to his job after that capitulation, if you want, for want of a better word?
Yes and no. I think because the model we've got at Walsall at the moment, it's quite straightforward, but the way Trivella have got us, they want to play this 3-5-2 system. They use a outside company for all the analyticals. So if they identify players for a specific role, either it's right wing back, left wing back, midfield, they get a list of 3 or 4 players who are potential, and then they have, like, Matt Sadler does get the final say, but they sort of use the sort of analytical approach to sort of bring players in. So I think Matt Sadler is great with that, and he wants to do that. I think there'll be other managers that wouldn't want to do that process. So I think at the moment it's a perfect fit for Trivella and Matt Sadler to be there, and it sort of worked.
I'm no lover of this analytical, this about all these stats on paper and all the rest of that bullshit. I don't, I mean, to me, the old days of a coach, a scout going around to games and watching people, that's where it happens, on the grass, not on a bloody computer.
I think they by the sounds of it, they still do that, but they are heavily into the analyticals. Then they've been watching players. But to be fair to them, we've picked up players like Connor Barrett, Harry Williams, Charlie Lakin, Jellis. Yeah. So if you look at the players we've got, the good ones that have come out of that system far outweigh the ones that we haven't been successful. Yeah. Like we've sort of last January, we picked up Levi Amanchi. He's now had to go out on loan to Rochdale because he's not quite good enough. But hopefully he gets some game time at Rochdale. Potentially comes back.
You don't hear much of scouts in football anymore, do you?
No.
It
and also
be some old guy walking around the pitch, walking a whippet, didn't it?
Yeah. And I think Trivella, when they first come in, and we had Michael Flynn as our manager, I think they got burnt a little bit by the players he wanted to bring in, which was some of his established players that he's had at other clubs. Obviously, they're coming to Walsall.
That sickens me when you see that. They bring the mates with them, don't they? Oh, come over here, you'll love it.
and obviously, when that happened, we was like 15th, 16th in League Two. So I've got to give a bit of credit to Matt Sadler and Trivella, since they've sort of gone down the analytical route and sort of
working
that recruitment in place. We have steadily improved, and we can say we're challenging for them top 7 places now in League Two.
I mean, we're talking about recruitment, Lee. I mean, one of the things, there was a handful of signings in the summer of contracts renewed. So, I mean, Albert Adoma is 18th year of his career now, 800 games. Yeah. What kind of an impact do you think he's going to make for you this season? I mean, obviously, that it's not a new signing, but it's good. It's a good re-sign.
Again, Saturday he started up front with Presley. Now, for me, I don't think he's a starter for Walsall. I think when we see the best out of Albert is when he comes on for like the last 15, 20 minutes of games, and he can really manage the game. If we need to be chasing the game, he can do that. But if we need to hold on to the ball, look after the ball a bit more, Albert Adoma is one of the best. I mean, you saw it last season.
He's a big lad, isn't he? Is he a big lad?
Yeah, he's a big lad.
Big lad.
Yeah, and for his age, he's extremely fit.
He must be cracking on as well.
37.
Yeah, 37, yeah.
He's extremely fit. I mean, the amount of running and pressing he did against Salford on Saturday, you wouldn't have thought he was 37. But he isn't that striker. He's more bring him on to midfield or the right wing back sort of position and sort of see the game out for the last 15, 20 minutes of a game. Ideal.
Right. I mean, talking about another player then, Mason Hancock is long-term injured, I believe, got announced on Sunday. Is that going to have a massive effect on you, defender?
Slightly, yes, because he started the season off really well, Mason Hancock. He's dislocated his knee, so I believe he's had a surgery on it. And he's going to, again, he did that against Grimsby. He got injured, and Johnny Stuck sort of got injured. Both got injured in the same game.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah. And you signed him, haven't you?
Yeah. He started the season.
Loaned him from Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah, and Bournemouth have took him back to do all his treatment and everything. So maybe if his treatment goes, maybe there's an option of him coming back in January. We don't know yet. Mason Hancock, I would imagine towards the end of January, the beginning of February, he might be back by then. Obviously, dislocating your knee is not exactly the best.
Well, I saw
for a
Matt
football player.
Sattler said it could be 6 months.
Yeah, I think obviously depends on how quickly that it heals and he can start sort of running. But yeah, I would imagine it could be January. But we have got a replacement at the club in Vinnie Harper, who sort of came on against Grimsby and he played against Salford. And again, wing back, he's very fast. Maybe not as good defensively as Mason Hancock, but definitely going forward, he's very fast. He's very tricky. Another young, sort of up-and-coming youngster who wants to sort of prove what they can do.
Right.
Yeah, I think for me, Lee, as well, like when I look at Walsall, like last season before, always a team I find a threat. Always a team I find a threat. You've got good ability in the squad. Obviously, given what happened last season, and I mean, we can talk because our season was a complete write-off. Do you feel like what you've done in the summer so far addresses that? Do you feel there's any more you need to get? And with that in mind, where do you see yourself? Still early days, but where would you see yourself being in the end of the season with Pack?
Well, I said before the season started,
There you go. Left us on a knife edge. Left us on. He did a Colin.
And there you go. Colin. I thought it was me for a minute.
No, hopefully he'll be back in a sec. He'll be back in a sec. If not,
well, it's a golden opportunity. Read a few socials. Come on.
I know, exactly right, exactly. But there we go. But we'll hopefully say if he comes back in, Cole, I'll let you know. Anyway, so we've got no youngsters for United. Ollie said Sesko starts, Maguire in defence. Reason why 2-0 down, Silly Onana. Rob said we need speed in our defence. I mean, what's your point on that? I mean, again, I think Sanders obviously is good at what he does. I like get my teeth back in Ekpiteta. There we go. I'm glad you mentioned it. I like them both, but they're both physical. They're both physical. Offord, I think, is really come on leaps and bounds as well. We shouldn't forget that.
Unsung hero, in my opinion.
I think so. So, do you think? If from what Rob's saying, do you feel we need more speed in defence, particularly at fullback? I mean, obviously, we don't know too much right now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't know about this new guy. Well, not much anyway. We know very much don't know very much about Melly. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not something that's come up on my radar. I'm thinking we need a pacey, wing back or defender or right back, left back. It's not something I've sort of concentrated on more on midfield. How we've been more productive and more. And Kelly winning the ball back, which he never did. Well, hardly ever did last season. But
no. But I think for me, I mean, I think Rob's got a point. I mean, he mentioned it as well. But he said like Crawley blasted past us, and there are going to be teams with pace that will do that. Probably in League Two, you're going to be lucky to probably get away with it more often than not.
Well, we've gone full circle because we were talking earlier about our team's going to get set up against us.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
They won't do the Cheltenham thing. Nobody will do that again.
It's not going to happen. I mean, the low block that Newport deployed, I thought was what a lot of teams will come and do. I mean, we've seen it a few times. I think Crawley have been the nearest for me in terms of like how to frustrate us. And I think a few teams will start looking at that with a bit more quality. Could someone do some damage potentially? I think Walsall really, Cole, will be the interesting
Crawley
one.
ran out of steam though. Let's not forget that. Crawley ran out of steam. I mean, they must have lifted their game beyond. Anything they've done, and they rang in on at the end. They were hanging on, mate.
They were, but there was emotion in that game, obviously for obvious reasons.
Well, there's a lot of it, mate. Yeah.
I think for me, Walsall will be a very challenging. I think for me, Walsall, Gillingham, and Grimsby are the three that I'm most worried about at the moment.
Yeah, Man United are worried about Grimsby at the moment.
Man U, who's got 100% undefeated record against them?
Only us, as far as I know.
Exactly. There you go. So I'm not worried about them. But no, I think for me, you look at those sort of teams. How do we deal with those teams? How do we deal with the likes of the Walsalls, the Chesterfords? Because I'm not, we're not there yet. It's still early days, but that will be. And again, we've had a yardstick already of where we're at from last season with the teams we've played. But coming up against some of the top teams, if we can combat those and see how we respond to that, that really will give me a measure of where we're at.
Well, Christian just said Walsall tactics undoubtedly will sit back in a mid block.
Yeah,
and counter when they can. I don't know. You know, and Ryan's gone. You know, we were just talking about Offord a minute ago. Are we going to ignore the fact that Offord and the Colonel partnership is outstanding? No, we're not going to ignore it because, you know, Sanders is top of some fantasy football league as a top-rated player.
Yeah.
In the EFL2, and I think, like I said, Offord's an unsung hero. So, hello, we got Lee back.
Welcome back, Lee.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No,
that's all right.
No problem.
I can't even remember what you were about to say, but you left us on a knife edge.
You left me on a knife edge because I was talking about your transfer window, you know, where you were last season, and sort of, do you think you've answered that question? Do you think there's still more, and where do you see yourself being at the end of the season in that pack?
Yeah. I think, obviously, with the injury to Mason Hancock and just going down to Vinnie Harper, we have got cover with Evan Weir and Dan Cox, who could be out there. But I think before the window closes, I think Matt Sadler will be trying to get another specialised sort of left wing back in, maybe on loan, to cover that. Because obviously, don't want Vinnie Harper to be playing all the games. And then, obviously, if he gets injured, it's going to cause an issue. I think also up front, I think he'll be looking for another striker to come in because Jamil Matt, let alone the heart's there, and he gives and he wants to do it for Walsall because obviously his connections with his family from the area. It's just that his body's starting to give up now and he can't play the game he used to play. He's sort of okay for sort of the last 5-10 minutes, but you can tell his legs, unfortunately, are starting to go. His heart is there. And
I know how he feels, mate. I still think I'm 21. Is he gone again?
I think he's gone. He's gone. He's back. He's back. And you said it was going to be us with the technical difficulties, Cole. There we go.
Well, all I see is a dark screen. He's gone again.
Hold on. We'll try again.
Hey!
Oh, he's back.
Mate, listen, mate, don't feel bad about it. We do this every week.
So I think a left wing back and another striker is definitely on the cards before the window closes.
Right.
And I think if them two come in, I think we've got enough to be competing top 7.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Look,
So if
Lee,
I was
let
to pin you down, Lee, where do you think you'll end up? I mean, it's still early days, but where do you think?
Good question. I would like to think we'd be in that top 7, maybe sort of 5th, 6th. But I think it's all going to, because I think this season our defence looks in a strange way with Taylor Aaron gone and David Cagbu gone and Harry Williams being out for the season, and obviously we've just lost Mason Hancock. I think defensively we look more solid. I think teams are going to find it harder to score multiple goals against us. I think it's only 5 games in. We've only conceded 4 goals. Yeah. Obviously, we played Stoke away in the Cup. I know Stoke sort of changed most of the team, but we went there with a changed team ourselves and we got a 0-0 draw and lost on penalties. I think defensively, we are looking a lot more solid this season. So I think from that, we could build on that. It's just where the goal's going to come in. And I think...
Go on.
I think also we've had a new midfield come in from Blackpool, Ryan Finnegan. Yep. I think he could possibly start in on Saturday, and I think that's that little bit of extra creativity, quality going forward, which we probably missed out a little bit on last season.
Lee, we've talked about Walsall quite a bit, and I just want to turn tables on you a little bit. Oh, hang on. We'll talk about that in a minute, Ellis Harrison. I just want to know what a Walsall fan now looks at Milton Keynes Dons and what does he think, other than, seeing the makeup of the players we've signed this summer. I
think when you sign Paul Warne as your manager, I thought you're going to be dangerous this season because I think Paul Warne, people like Paul Warne, Paul Cook, and Gareth Ainsworth are probably 3 of the best managers you could have in League 2. for different reasons. But I think Paul Warne, with all these connections and what he's done in the game as a manager, I think he's a sort of manager that would probably do you with your budget as well. Because let's face it, out of all the teams in League Two this season, you probably have got one of the biggest budgets going.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, we changed owners at some stage last season, and we've now got billionaire owners. So
I apologise for the comment from Chris Lee.
yeah,
he's direct and to the point.
Yeah.
Again, I think it'd be an interesting game on Saturday because when we played Grimsby, for me, I would have gave the Grimsby man of the match to their goalkeeper, Pim, because I think he was vital for them to get that win. And they sort of did a bit of a smash and grab raid, but the amount of good quality saves he had to make in the end to get them over the line, he deserved to get man of the match for them. And we was really unlucky that we didn't get anything out of that. And then Saturday,
we can but hope the Man United signed him tonight.
and then Saturday against Salford, we only won 1-0, and I thought Aaron Presley for 85 minutes he was on the pitch for. That was the best game he's had for Walsall so far. The amount of work he got through, the amount of sort of holding the ball up, winning his flick-ons was really good. And that's the best game I've seen him play for Walsall. And also our goalkeeper, who we got on loan from Watford, Roberts, I could see when we played Salford, he was very confident. He handled everything he needed to, saved a couple of shots Salford had. And again, I would have said that was his best game. So you can see where some of the players who have come in have started to gel. And you can see...
Oh, don't say gel on here.
Well, you can see where... I thought we would start off slow, but the 5 games getting the 9 points has been a solid start for us. The next 5 games, if we can do the same again, I would be happy with that. That'd be a good solid start to us, and then we can get into the season. Because I think as each week goes by and each game, I can't see us getting worse or plateauing out. I can just see us getting better and better each week goes by.
I mean, it's early stage of the season, like you said. We're only 5 games in, but. At the start of the season, we sat here and we went through all the teams, and we came up. I actually tipped you in the top 3. Post-season, pre-season, beg your pardon. Who did you sit there and think, they could be a bit of a force this season?
I honestly thought Gillingham, Chesterfield, and MK Dons would be the top 3.
Right, okay. Which pretty much that fits in with you, what you said, Aidan, doesn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, I said that, and also, I mean, again, I did think with Walsall, and I'm not just saying this because you're on leave, but I generally think that they will be there or thereabouts end of the season. I think you've got the pain from last season of missing out. The defensive part of the game, like you say, I think the recruitment that Walsall have done has been really good. If you can get some goals in that team before the window shuts, be it a loan or whatever, I think you got the ingredients of a really good squad there. So I think you'll be challenging. And like I say, I don't agree that. And again, everyone was saying the same about it'll be an easy game. I don't agree. I think the game on Saturday will be a tough game.
I do as well.
It'll be a close game as well.
Yeah. I think
again, for me, it's for me, it's a litmus test because knowing how we played against you guys last season, how well you played, how far have we come with those signings? It's been promising, but for me, Walsall, Chesterfield, Gillingham, Grimsby, those are the kind of games I thought are really going to sort of lay that foundation of just how far come. That's all.
See, last season I did a similar thing with Wimbledon because the season before, when we played Wimbledon home and away, Wimbledon. I know Wimbledon, but
right, cut him off, get rid of him.
Not what happened 2 seasons ago when we played them home and away. They absolutely battered us. So last season, my litmus test was when we came up against Wimbledon, and we were a lot better. And we could see how we improved a little bit how we did against MK Dons. Because don't forget, season before when we come down to MK and you put 5 past us, I was like, "How are we going to do?" And you could see how we had improved. And again this season, are we going to improve again? or are we going to sort of plateau out? It'll be interesting because obviously after we've played you, we've got Chesterfield as well. So sort of two big games.
Two big games, two big tests ultimately.
Well, we've got we've got you. Then we got Grimsby the following Saturday. Then we got Chesterfield. So so we've got our toe in the water. See how we get on.
Speaking of strikers, we obviously had the comment about Ellis Harrison. So, I mean, again, for us, he was a bit of a cult hero. Obviously, the fans loved him. Didn't really get the game time, more of a super sub, if you like, for want of a better phrase. But
he scored a lot of late goals, didn't he?
He did. I was sad to see him go, personally. I think he offered a bit more than some of the ones that we kept, to be quite honest. But what was it like from your perspective from Walsall? Did you think it was a good signing initially? How did it pan out? What was your thoughts on it?
Again, it was a little bit hit and miss. I think the way sort of Matt Sadler likes his forwards to sort of press and harry, I don't think that suited Harrison totally. I think sort of the way he wants to play didn't really suit him at Walsall. I think the way Matt Sadler wants his forwards, he wants them to sort of press and harry, and then like with Presley, you've got to be able to hold the ball up and wait for them midfield runners to get around you. I think with Harrison, it didn't really work that way with him, and I don't think Matt Sadler really used him to the best.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. For me, I thought he would have gone on to do some big things with Walsall. So I thought generally when he got him, I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be that bit, the difference that maybe gets you back on track. It never seemed to quite happen, sadly.
I think that will be a big test for this season when we get to January. What happens? Because the last sort of 3-4 Januaries have been nothing more than a disaster for us. Going all the way back to when we had DJ on loan from Mansfield, and then they decided to take him back. Then we had Freddie Raper on loan from Lincoln. They decided to take him back. We had Nathan Lowe last season. They decided to take him back. It's bit us and bit us hard for sort of the last.
That's the problem with loans, mate, isn't it? Loans are,
especially strikers.
I mean, we've lost bloody good players over.
Well, Max Watters was a great example of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, we've only got one loaner, and we signed him on the other night. So everybody else we've paid big bucks for. But
that's why
we're hoping to be in the transfer market again before Monday night. So.
That's why I think if the striker comes in, I think that we'll be trying to get him sort of on a permanent signing. Because I think if he was on loan, and obviously we've got Canu on loan from Charlton, if we was to lose both of them in January, then our forward line looks bare.
Tragedy.
Yeah, looks bare. And I don't think the fans would forgive Trevella for doing that for like a 4th January on the trot.
Yeah. Anyway, Lee, listen, it's about this time of the evening. We ask you for your predictions. So, do you want to go in the middle? Where do you want to go? 1, 2, or 3? Come on.
Oh, I would.
Do you want to go first, second, or third?
I'll go second.
Okay, Aidan, go on.
No pressure. Cheers, Cole. Cheers. I said to you like last week. I said 2-1 last week for Newport. I thought that was about some of it. We're at home, so it's a different dynamic to being, at Walsall. But I still don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think they're going to try and hit us on the counter. I think it's going to be a frustrating game, a stifling play, or at least they'll try to. They've got the ability, I think, in terms of defence and midfield, as Lee's attested to. I think the striking piece is the challenge for them. So I think for us, possibly a 2-0. But I don't think it'll be an easy one. Yeah, I don't think it'll be an easy one. I only say that because I think 2-0, I think we could get a goal in each half. If we get an early goal, that's always a teller. If we get an early goal, then it puts Walsall on the front foot to have to come out. If we don't get the early goal, it could be quite frustrating. But I think 2-0, but not a 2-0, which is an easy 2-0, if that makes sense.
Okay, Lee, there you go. 2-0 MK Dons. Where are you going?
I'm going to go for a 2-1. I'm going to go for a Aaron Presley goal, and I'm going for a Harrison Burke header from a corner.
That's quite precise.
I like that. Yep,
we are looking quite dangerous from set plays. Again, a lot of teams are sort of concentrating on Aidan Flint, which you would do, but Harrison Burke we've had from Chester, he can header a ball. Believe me, He's very good with his
Doesn't
head.
come up
Right,
against
okay.
them. Doesn't come up
Right,
against
so it's me then. Me.
Go for it.
Mate, I think this game it hinges on how we deal with Aidan Flint, both ends of the pitch. Ours, the likes of Patterson and some of our big lads going to cope against him. He can't mark all of them, so it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with our threat from set pieces. And I think we have been a threat this season from set pieces. We've scored a few from set pieces already. And it's also when he wanders down the other end of the pitch for corners and set pieces, how we deal with him. And I think it'll be the Colonel's biggest test of the season so far, how he deals with Flint.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 Dons, by the way.
You're going 2-1. 2-1. See, for me, I think we've got in the defence, we've got Offord, we've got Sanders. I think the midfield, well, and also importantly, it for me hinges on if we get Crowley on the pitch. I think Crowley could be a teller.
Yeah.
I think again, Collar's offered nothing so far. So how Crowley would fit into that midfield, I don't know. But I think it's an opportunity for him.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Crowley get some sort of a run out, and it'd be interesting to see if he picks the game up like Kelly has this season.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see, Cole. But yeah, I think the usual suspects for me, Hepburn, Murphy. I think will still be a threat. I've been really impressed with him so far this season in terms of his pace and he's building nicely.
Mendes Lang probably had his best game for us on Saturday.
He did. So again, goal, confidence, and I think Patterson for me is going to be up there this season.
I can see concern on Lee's face down there. I'm looking at it.
Disbelief.
At home, how do you think you line up? Do you sort of line up more of a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3?
We've generally gone 3 at the back, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been like a 3-4-3, a 4-2-4, a 4-3-3. It's been. I mean, the thing with Warren, he changes. That's the thing.
He keeps mixing it up, mate. But initially, I think we'll start with a 3 at the back. I mean, we've got Mellish now. That could change his, his thinking. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we're a different team.
Because I think we'll definitely be in our usual 3-5-2. It's just those three in midfield. I think there could be a couple of changes for Saturday against MK. I think maybe Jamie Jellis will be on the bench, and I think maybe Ryan Finnegan could start along with Charlie Lakin, and then have Comley sort of sitting in front.
On the screen.
Sorry, that's hilarious. Oh dear.
Meanwhile, Russell Martin, who was a former manager of MK, in case you didn't know, Lee, are 6-0 down, 9-1 on aggregate, sacked in the morning.
Well, he played a few games for us, Russell Martin. I can remember the one game. Yeah, I remember the one game where he should have headed the ball and he let it bounce over his head, and then the striker just tapped it in, and everybody was just looking at Russell Martin as if to say, like, why didn't you just header that ball? Sort of. But yeah, it will be interesting on Saturday, because I think we might change the midfield a little bit. Like I said, I think Jamie Jellis may start on the bench, and I think Ryan Finnegan may get his chance to start, and I think also Daniel Canyu from Charlton will partner Presley up front, and he is fast.
He is.
So I think it could be an interesting.
We got a couple of fast
because again, we'll let you. We'll let you have most of the sort of ball and possession, and then we'll try and hit you on the counter and sort of use that set plays. But it'll be interesting to see.
Before you entered the green room, we were talking about this. That obviously we've played 5 games in the league and 1 in the League Cup, and I don't think we've had the same approach against us in any game, have we? They've all been different, haven't they?
All been different. We've had high press, we've had low block, we've had counter-attacking football.
Cheltenham tried to take us on and lost 5-0.
Fair play to them, Cole. Fair play to them.
Fair play. Yeah. Anyway, Lee.
There we go.
It's the Mike Williamson effect. Yeah, I know. Right, okay. Lee, thank you very much. You stepped in at the last minute this morning. Our usual man found out he got to work. So, Lee, you've been absolutely brilliant, mate. Very knowledgeable on your on Walsall. We thank you. And as ever, you want to put an invite out?
I was about to say,
Aiden's
Lee,
pointing at the screen. I don't know what he means.
I was about to say, when we did the return leg at your place, we'd love to have you back on and review how the season's gone.
Yeah.
And see how it's going on.
Yeah,
I hope
definitely.
you enjoyed yourself on it tonight.
I have. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Bad lads. Us franchise boys ain't bad.
We're not too bad. But no, best of luck. So other than Saturday, best of luck for the rest of the season. I hope it goes well.
And you as well, guys. Thanks for having me.
Lee. Bye-bye, mate.
Take care.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, nice guy.
You normally say, "What a lovely guy." He was great.
I know. I changed it up this week. Nice guy.
Yeah,
Very nice guy.
Yeah. We've been very lucky.
You know what? I have to say,
every week.
every time we get great guests every week. We don't get abuse, which is disappointing.
Yeah, well, we're ready, aren't we? We're ready.
I'm sure if we get promoted, there'll be a few teams in that league that will be gunning for us. Wickham, we'll leave it there. But yeah, I think there's some great quality guests that come on, and it's again massive thank you to our very own John Harries who helps out with the guests.
John's our booking agent.
He is. So it's a backroom team, a backroom team that we deal with. So we've got, Luke, we've got John. Obviously, there's a number of others that we could say a thank you to as well. But again, it's a team effort. Not everyone's on the camera, but they are working hard in the background on the Facebook group, making sure this show is what it is for everyone watching. So
we hope you appreciate their efforts. Yeah,
we do. And even Christian said it. So thank you, Christian. Again, just put up there. Great guest.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee. So yeah, nice touch. Thanks, Christian.
Indeed. Come on, socials.
That was the socials. I mean, most of it's been about Grimsby. To be fair,
bloody hell. We're playing, and
Ollie
people are talking about Grimsby.
Yeah, half time 2-0 Grimsby. Rob said Grimsby getting lots of crosses and lots of space. United playing back three. Seems a bit weird. Obviously, they've gone and overconfident and become a cropper. He said hardly see a game on TV where it's raining so hard it's a proper school cup game. I feel like we've missed out, Cole.
I don't, yeah.
I'll have to go back watch it on catch up at this rate. It sounded like a good game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then obviously Ollie said about our ex-gaffer doing well north of the border, 5-0,
6-0,
8-1 on aggregate. We said no 5. Yeah, this is going back.
Okay.
This is a previous before the other goal, but he said 8-1 on aggregate. So yeah, I mean it's a mixed bag, right? It's a mixed bag for all Russell. But shouldn't have taken the job. The job. Anyway, South Don said, amazed at Kelly's resurgence. Yeah, I mean, that's something that's noteworthy. It's noteworthy, Cole. I think.
Indeed. Well, we mentioned Kelly quite a bit this season already, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. But I mean, last season, a lot of people were out gunning for him, and understandably because of what he was like for Crawley. But I think this season, and again, whether that's because of the players that are around him that have, given him that confidence. I think, to your point, the more structured approach to the transfers that we've seen, Warren has obviously put faith in him, and I think he's one of those players that you probably put an arm round kind of to motivate him.
I think he was probably trying to do too much, as was Danny Crowley.
That was Crowley,
and that's why I put in the question tonight about is it time to give Danny Crowley a go and see it if those players around him that have absolutely grasped the situation this season, and Danny Crowley can play his normal act. I mean, how many times did we see Crowley last year going picking the ball up at the back four? That's not Crowley's game. That's not Crowley's game.
No, he was doing it all because it just wasn't. I mean, the team was a mess last season. Cole, let's be honest about it. And I think Crowley was trying to compensate him by doing that. I mean, credit to him for doing it, but it just meant that we didn't have the the ability going forward because he was too busy with other things. So, I mean, the interesting thing. So when I spoke to Aaron Collins on the weekend,
name dropper.
We no, but I mean,
my mate Aaron,
genuinely. My mate Aaron. By the way, genuinely, one of the nicest guys I've ever met and chatted to. Really lovely guy, really gentle giant. Made me feel small. He's that tall.
How tall is he?
Yeah, he's tall. He must be 6 foot, something, 6'1", 6 foot. He's on a.
How tall's Aaron Collins? Answers on a postcard.
Well, I'm 6 foot, and he was about the same par as me.
Come on, I want somebody to tell me how tall is Aaron Collins.
So Chris Turner or Ryan will tell us, or Ash.
Everybody's on Wikipedia.
So yeah, for me, what was interesting was his dynamic about the dressing room. He used to sound like all the boys, we're so pleased to see each other playing. When I come on, I'm really upset, like God, I'm injured, but I'm so pleased to see, Patterson up there doing well. I'm so pleased to see X, Y. And I thought, you know what? That is a night and day mentality to what we've seen in the last few seasons.
You imagine what the mentality was like at the end of last season. I mean, it was awful.
Well, we can't say too much, but
we knew a lot of what was going on, didn't we?
We knew a lot more.
We can't say.
Knew a lot more.
We don't want to badmouth Scott Lindsay.
No, we'll let him do that. Yeah, exactly. But no, it was the mentality of not just that, speaking to Jack, sort of chatting to him about my shirt, making a joke, but he was like, we're so great as a team. We're really pleased for each other. It's not about whether we're starting. It's about the team doing well, and it just goes to prove what Warney's building, the types of player, the mentality of those players is night and day. I think we've got a team now, and I use the word team rather than last season where we had 11 individuals all trying their hardest to do something, but not really working together, sadly. But and also, I've got to give a special mention to Craig McGivery. I think he's been brilliant this season. I mean, he's not had a lot to do, but
just apparently he got his hand on the penalty, didn't he?
He did. He got his hand. He tipped it. I don't care what anyone says. He got it on there. But
and he saved a one-on-one.
But and no disrespect to the goalies we've had over the last few seasons, but he gives
goalkeepers are going to make mistakes. You got to deal with it.
Yeah. But he's got a presence in the box, and it's great to see him back as our number one, Cole. And I think, he was someone that I hope Mike Williamson and others will look back on and realise just how foolhardy it was. Yeah. Pretty much. I was being polite, but yeah, absolutely that. More comments coming in from Steve Bottomley. He said, Grimsby keeper wringing his gloves out like a chamois leather. It's that wet. Grimsby goalie having a great game. Grant said last season all the players seemed drained. It's nice to see them buzzing every game.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
There's
that real
vibe.
There's
fight in the team.
Yeah, and credit where credit's due. Paul Warren. And if you get the chance, look at the extended interviews on YouTube from MK Dons of Paul Warren. There's some brilliant stuff, and it's the jokes, it's the camaraderie.
I love his attitude. We're hoping to get Paul Warren on in the coming weeks, aren't we?
Well, yeah, hopefully. We had a chat with him, and he said he was keen.
So we have put the feelers out to the club. Get on with it.
Get on with it. Yeah.
And they've agreed he can come on, but we don't know when.
Yeah. But when he does, we'll let everyone know so we can get plenty of questions in. We'll probably do the format a bit differently.
We might even do a special. We might even do a special.
We will. We'll be doing a special. Bit like we did before with Russell Martin and things over the years.
Liam Manning.
Liam Manning.
Yeah, we might make that a special show. We'll do the preview and then another night.
We'll do a special. We'll do a special. Call. We'll do a special.
Okay.
So
we're hoping to get. We've had a word with somebody that follows the MK ladies. We'd like to get an update what's going on from. We've reached out to them, and somebody has said they might come on.
We've had two people who said they might do, and we're in discussions. But like we said at the beginning of the season, and I was quite passionate about it, as you well know, Cole, I said this is about MK Dons, and MK Dons isn't about a men's team or women's team. It's all one. We should be doing all we can to get the coverage for both the ladies and
we'd like to know. Bit of promotion for the girls.
And the challenge for us is getting someone in the know with the girls. But we've got two people that are seeing what they can do. But if all goes well, hopefully we'll get them on at least once every couple of weeks just to give us an update, which would be great. Really, really good. But more to come on that, and more to come on a few other slots that we're going to be doing and changing a few things.
We've also got a couple of. Just to let everybody know, if you've got an outstanding cap, I'm not there Saturday. I'm away. I'm on holiday. So
no, I've got one cap in my car, and obviously the I forget the I think it was Jake? I think it was
Mark
Jake.
Simon's one of them.
Yeah, Jake. I think it was Jake. He said to me, he "Where's my hat?" So I've told him, Casbah on Saturday, so he can have my hat. And then I'll get another one for you.
Yeah, March. Like I said, I'm not there this Saturday. I'm away. So be patient. We've got Grimsby the following week. You can have, if anybody wins a cap, and the young lad where his dad died earlier. If you come along and see Harry, if you come along and see me at the Grimsby game, Harry, there's a cap waiting for you, mate.
Yeah, and there also a few big things from me, Harry. We'll get something sorted out. Again, just to let you know that we're thinking of you, mate. And being 15 and having that happen, mate. As I say, condolences, really heartfelt condolences. Anyway, Cole, obviously you're going to be in your secret location, self-isolating and selfless, as you are.
I reckon I've got a bit of COVID, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, where are you going to be watching the game from the secret location? I won't name particularly what you'll be watching it from, but yeah.
I can't comment. But I will be watching.
Right. You'll be listening so intently you'll almost visualize it in front of you. Is that right?
Let's hope the Dons are on fire, because if they're not, I'll give them plenty of stick.
Yeah, boom, boom. There we go. Indeed, cryptic. Is it cryptic septic peg or cryptic meg?
Bit cryptic there, but I think you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, Cole. In HD as well.
Indeed.
Grant said, "How is it still daylight if you're in Norfolk, Colin, or is that a background? It's a background screen. It's not.
Hang on. I wouldn't do this for every.
Don't let everyone down.
I wouldn't do this for everybody, right? But
Just
that's where I am. Look, I'm in the. Look, okay. I could put that one up.
You could have done. You could. Thing is, Grant, what you see there is that Colin is actually in the actual broom cupboard that Philip Schofield.
No, I don't think I was in there with Philip Schofield, mate.
Gordon the Gopher and Ed the Duck. Anyway, there we are.
No, so it's just a backdrop because I'm in the small bedroom of the my static caravan somewhere in Norfolk, and so I just put that up because it just makes it look a little bit better.
It does make it look like it's so important.
It does. Yeah.
Very nice. Grant's just said I put my reading glasses on. I can see it's a screen now. Yeah, it's good fun. Thanks for that. You made us all giggle on that one, Grant. Tom said, "Evening, lads. Evening, Tom. Thanks for joining." He said, "Just joined you. I must say how impressed I've been with Liam."
I thought he was going to say how impressed he is with me and you.
Well, goes without saying, right? He said if he stays fit and playing the way he is the first name on the team sheet for me. Patterson looks a real handful as well. First name on the team sheet for you, Cole?
I was so desperate last season for Kelly to play like he did. What?
Is it a good comment by Tom?
Yeah.
By the way?
I was so desperate last season for Kelly to show us what he's got in his locker, and I am so pleased that that he's come out this season. And look again, like I'm going to say it again, I do believe with the better players around him, he can express himself. He's not only winning the ball, he's taking all the set pieces, and again, we scored on Saturday from a set piece. I just think Kelly is the player that we wrote him for last season, and he is that player this season, which is why I keep going on about Danny Crowley. Will Danny Crowley come back and be that player that we know he is?
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's tough one. This is the thing.
I'm always worried about players that come back from injuries.
Yeah, I am, Cole, but I think the beauty is the squad that we've got, the depth that we get now, I think it means everyone's raising their game. So,
they've got to, haven't they? If they want to get in the team, they've got to.
I mean, is he the first name on the team sheet for me? I mean, it's a tough one, Tom, because there's a lot of players out there that would be first names on the team sheet currently, on current form. Being biased because I've got him on the back of my shirt, Colonel Sanders.
Gilby, Patterson.
I think, yeah.
Murphy,
I mean, for me,
crikey. We can never dream of saying those names in our team last season. No. And now we've got a wealth of talent at our disposal.
Yeah. But
so bloody pleasing. If we don't go up this season, I might. I'm not.
Don't say that's promotion cigars been sitting in my drawer for 4 years nearly. Yeah. So there we go. But no, really good comment, Tom. And I think to your point is I think he's come on leaps and bounds. And actually, we're starting to see the Kelly that we signed coming out because, as we said earlier in the show, I appreciate you probably weren't here, Tom, but last season I just felt we were signing players for signing players' sakes, out of position. Everyone was all over the place. And I feel that didn't really help. Plus, we had multiple management changes. It was all a concoction of the worst possible
chaos,
things,
wasn't
ultimately. It was really. But no, I think if he can carry on that form, it's going to be hard to dislodge him. And I think he's a bit of an unsung hero, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's a great comment. Grant said, Kelly was so miserable when I saw him in between seasons in CMK, and he seemed a different player, a different person this season. Yeah, mentality is everything, Grant. I mean, again, if you're playing in a team that's losing every week and you're getting screamed at, shouted at on the sidelines, it's tough. It's tough, I don't want to get paid the big bucks to do these things, but it is tough. And Tom said, in fairness to Crowley, he was the only player to stand out last year in a side that lacked so much. Crowley will add so much more to this side if he's fully fit. Colin's gone again. Obviously, he hasn't put his 50p in a meter, but we'll carry on. So, no, I think to your point, Tom, Crowley last season, we mentioned this earlier on the show, was trying to pretty much do everything. I think, that's the thing that we saw. He was trying to make up for some of the shortfalls in the squad. Colin's dance in the background. He's back again. So yeah, I think it's again, injuries happen, and I think there'll be injuries in the midfield.
Well, if you
season.
remember at the start of the season, what did I say? One of them big names that we sign on will get injured. At least one.
We'll get injured.
We've had about 3.
But when it happens, it brings opportunity, right? And I think that's the difference. If Crowley's not getting in the team,
it sometimes happens like that. I mean, really, that's how the Max Dean career basically kicked off.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity and he took it.
It was 20 minutes away to go from Harrogate, if you remember.
Yeah.
Point. So what a difference that could have been. But no, I think, as you say, I think he'll get his chance. But I'd like to see him in the Walsall game play some part, just to see what dynamic he brings, which is different. It's different. Steve said, stayed at the Hilton Hotel last weekend. So, there we go, Hilton Hotel. Having a meal in pitchside, and half the team sat next to me. Name dropping again. Everyone knows our Steve. He said, well, where are we? He said, he said, had a chat, and you could sense the togetherness between them. Going to be a good season. Yeah. I mean, I think we can all pick up on that, Steve, and I echo your comment. It's not just that. I think Paul Warner's had a lot to do with that in the background as well. I mean, his mentality, his approach, his man management is just miles.
Like you said, it's night and day from last season. Night and day.
It is. Tom said, I agree. He was trying to do too much. Back to Crowley. But the desire to get on the ball was there. Yeah, and that's why I feel a bit sorry for him. If he is fit and he's not getting in the team, it's because just simply on form, I would imagine, at the moment. But he'll get his opportunity. Yeah. He'll get his opportunity.
Well, he's been on the bench a couple of times, hasn't he? And hasn't come on yet. Yes. So,
but I think,
I think it's might even be a case of we might have to wait a few more weeks for Crowley. Do you want to bring him into, a big game against Walsall, Chesterfield, Grimsby? Do you want to? I don't know. Yeah, it's how ready he is. I don't know.
To be fair, I think that's the thing. It's like if you've got the luxury of having a great team and great form right now, you don't need to play him until he's fit.
No, well. So
that's
we don't know. We don't know how fit he is, do we? But let's hope we can get a couple of goals in front. He's 5'10". Cheers, Ryan.
Nearly on an eye level with me. I was right. There we go.
He ain't no bigger than me, then, is he?
Thank goodness that Ryan's watching tonight and getting the stats
on 5'10" and a half.
So there you go. Exactly, 5'10" and a half. Christian's just come in as well. He just said Grimsby just had a goal disallowed.
Offside.
Looked very close. So that's a shame.
All right. Well,
2-1. United have just scored. Apparently,
that's bad news.
That's all right. They'll score a third. They'll score a third.
Can't keep a clean sheet against Man United. What's wrong with them?
What's wrong with you? It's like you never played them before. What are we talking about? But yeah, so no, I don't know. I don't know, Carl. I think, this time last year, I think we were all ripping our hair out in despair, towards the end of the season. The first half of the season started really well. The difference for me is the manager, the depth of the squad, the positions that we've covered, and even now with the injuries we've got and what he's getting in, I feel comfortable. And I don't want to say
I feel comfortable. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to lose at some stage. It's how we react to it. And I don't think we're going to react anywhere near as badly as we did last season, because once we started getting all those bloody defeats, it was, you couldn't see any way to get out of it. And when you looked across to the bench and you looked what was on the bench, you thought, well, there isn't anybody there capable of turning this game out. But now you look over at the bench and you think, we got 5 or 6 bloody good options, and, what's on the park already. So, yeah, my dream is still alive. I want to be on that centre circle, the last home game of the season, celebrating, going up. I don't care, first, second, or third. And then if that's the case, I'm having an away day in Fleetwood to celebrate the last game of the season whatever. So we'll see. It's a long way to go yet. Long way to go.
Indeed.
Can't get too ahead of ourselves.
I would, again, without being greedy, I'd like to get the season confirmed and done well before the last game.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, we ain't going on the pitch until then. But, I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? Tom's got a quick question. He said, quick question. Does the club shop sell pin
badges?
Yes,
they
do.
Tom.
There's new ones. I think from memory, they're £4. They do key rings now, and they're doing magnets. So there's quite a few bits in the shop. Go and see Bob. Tell him that Don's Unplugged, Aidan and Colin sent you, and I'm sure he'll
get thrown out.
He'll look after you. There's some good stuff. And
hang on a minute. This has just popped into my head. Actually,
go on.
I was going along Hunstanton Front the other day with my with my missus, and I hadn't got a Don shirt on. There was nothing visible. I hadn't even got my tat on show. Don't think I had anyway. And 2 lads shouted out, "Come on, you Dons!" I was in a world of my own, just walking down the front, deciding whether I was going to have seafood or an ice cream. And I totally missed it. I blanked it out. My missus said, there's 2 MK Dons fans there. So if you were on Stanton Front the other day and shouted out to me, "Come on, you Dons," I apologise for not.
We get it. We do get it. We
get spotted. We get spotted.
We are. I got spotted in Grantham. Someone pulled me and said, "You that?"
Yeah, but that was the police, wasn't
it? It was. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. But no, it was really nice to see everyone. And again, like I say, I use the mantra every time we talk about this, but for the fans, by the fans, with the fans is the mantra of Unplugged. That you guys watching, the comments you make, they mean the world to us. We couldn't do this without your input as well. We do this for you guys as a great forum. And we enjoy
doing it.
Yeah, and we love seeing you guys.
We enjoy doing it, but we enjoy as well, more than anything, bringing everybody together, don't we?
Well, this is what we started. We started this, Cole, nearly 5 years ago now, when we did the original one during COVID. We did it because of that. Together as one. That was our mantra. Obviously, that stuck with the club and has carried on. And we'll continue to do it. We enjoy it. As I say, it's one of those things. We don't take ourselves too seriously, a bit light-hearted, but at the same time, always enjoy engagement.
Well, we only came out of retirement last year, didn't we?
We did very short notice because we were lobbied, Carl.
Well, yeah, if I remember rightly, me and you were having a conversation. I said, shall we, shan't we? And we were going, no. And then something happened, which we won't mention. Something happened, and we, within the space of about 3 days, we went, stuff it, and put the show together, didn't we?
We did.
And now look at us. Digital bloody intro, digital outro.
I know.
Guests. Oh, it's just unbelievable. Right.
I know, all the things. Anyway, like I say, we're always at the Cows Bar, Gate 7.
Well, I'm not Saturday.
Okay. I will be. But
right.
Say hello.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we on a different day next week?
No, next week. Do you know what? Let me look at my diary, Cole. No, next week we're on Wednesday. It's the week after.
We're back next Wednesday then.
Because we're back next Wednesday, the week after on Tuesday, because one of us is on his way to Germany for the last bit of his summer holidays. So
where would you be conducting this show? On a boat or something?
No, we'll be on. I'll be at home, but Wednesday evening I will be somewhere under the Channel Tunnel in my car.
But that's not next week. That's the week after.
Not next week. The week
so
after.
We're back next Wednesday. previewing the Grimsby game. Obviously, we'll be talking about their fantastic victory against Man United tonight.
We hope so. Again, what an advertisement for League Two football.
It'd actually be better if Man United won 3-2 to totally demoralise them, wouldn't it?
Take them to extra time, and then that'll be it. Wear them out. Tom said, mention you boys for a free badge, did you say? You could try.
What was that?
Telling Maiden sent you in. He said to Bob at the shop, did I get a free badge? I said, tell him Maiden sent you one. He'll probably laugh. Try, see what he does. I've spent more money in that shop to keep that club going over many a season. as you well take the mickey out of me, Cole. So, mention my name and see if it gets you anywhere, Tom. But
I want to know. I see you coming out of that shop every week with a carrier bag, but you nearly always wear the same stuff. Have you got some... Are you selling it on the internet or something?
No. There you go. Look, there you go. I've got my hat from last season, replaced with the Don's Unplugged one this season. We've got some giveaway stuff as well. So I've got some pencil cases, Colin. If you open that pencil case, you will see key rings and pens. So some of the giveaway prizes. So I have actually selflessly been buying stuff for giveaways later on this season. Also, some of the wear that I did buy is a bit too warm to wear because it's too hot right now.
And we've also been given some stuff, haven't we?
We have been given some stuff from Steve, and a few other things are coming our way. More to come on next week's show about some giveaways.
Wow.
Some nice giveaways. But we'll talk a bit more about that. Steve said, good to see a range of pocket money items back in the shop.
Yeah. They missed out last Christmas badly.
Yeah, they did. Do you know what I want to see? And I keep saying this to Bob. So anyone else love them, please do if you're in the shop. Not a rubber duck, no. Well, that'd be a good idea. But no, car stickers.
Yeah.
There's no decent car stickers.
I support MK Dons. Smash my rear window.
No, I support MK Dons. How fast can he keep up? But there we go. Yeah. I used to love it, Cole, because my car sticker, I used to go along on match days, and the amount of abuse and beats I'd get on the motor, I loved it. Loved it. Grant said, who's the ref?
Can I tell you a funny story?
Go on.
Many years ago, right? Before the days of sat nav, and you had to sit there with a map in front of you and all this on. Right, I can't remember. We'll be leaving soon. Got night shift. Okay. Well, good luck.
Thanks
for watching, Ryan. Anyway, I was driving around this town looking for this. Have they sorted the young zone? I'm not sure. But
from what I know, Jordan, there's a few things still to be done, but not far.
Anyway, I was going to this ground, right, and I was struggling to get it right and all the rest of it, and I was lost, and all of a sudden, I pulled up at this traffic lights, and I saw on the back of this car, follow me to so and so, the ground, and I thought, brilliant. So I followed the guy for about 5 miles, and guess what? He pulled up outside his house and said, I ain't going today. And that's true. I said, I followed you for about 5 miles, mate. He said, I ain't going today.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. True story.
Hey, that's hilarious. That is hilarious, Cole. Bless you. They won't do that again in a hurry. Anyway, Grant said, who's the ref on Saturday? Ollie hopes it's Chris Kavanagh.
No, it's not.
Well, if it is, I hope we get a replay. I hope we get a replay of Ollie's special words to Mr. Kavanagh.
As far as I know, the guy we've got on Saturday, I can't remember his name I did do the thing for it the other day. It's on the Facebook page, actually. I did it this morning. The guy's only refed about 7 EFL games, so he's not quite a newbie, but relatively new.
Okay. Well, we'll see. They're all relatively new.
But it's on Facebook. It's on the Facebook, on the MK Dons fans Facebook group. It's on there. Have a look.
Get yourself on the Facebook group. If you're not already in there, add yourself and get on there and start reading some very good
reads.
Yeah,
there are. I know I do 2 of them, but I mean...
Well, I will say Luke does his player ratings, ably assisted by Chris Turner when Luke was unavailable. So thank you, Chris, as well. And again, view from the other side, and lots more in between.
John Harris always sorts that out for me, and I just tidy it up a little bit. Also, there's the Casbah big game preview every Friday or Monday, depending, or Tuesday or whenever, depending if we've got a midweek game or not. It's always good read, about 1,600. Gets a lot of likes. You know, it's a labour of love for me to write that. I've always been a bit of a an amateur journey. So, yeah, I like it. So
there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. So you won't be with us Saturday. It will only be me. Yeah, I'll be me sitting there on my own. Well, not sitting there, standing there on my own in the Casbah. But you will be back.
I'll be back for Grimsby. Yeah, I don't come home till after the weekend. But yeah, I'm secret location,
which will remain
near on Stanton.
Near on Stanton. I know where you are.
I know where you've been up here, haven't you? So anyway,
exactly. It's very
should
nice.
we? Yeah, go on.
No,
I was going to
say,
draw a line under it, and we've talked about we've got a hell of a lot to discuss tonight.
We have. We've gone for a lot. I was going to say before we finish up, we've got special guests next week.
Have we?
I believe on the show. Yeah.
Have we?
I thought you invited a Dons fan who would like to be involved.
Oh right, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Someone who's helped a lot in the
background. Yeah. I've got to have a word with him about that. But I spoke to you about it earlier on, and you said, "Yeah, that's fine." So we've got a guest presenter next week. We'll give him a little job doing the socials as well.
We will do, because if James is still poorly,
yeah. Well, poor old James. Poor old James. I mean, I don't feel well, and I'm on it.
I know. But that's every week, Cole. That's every week. Anyway, before we finish up, look, thank you, mate, again for your company tonight. As always, we couldn't do it without you. You've only dropped off twice. It's
well, like I said, the internet in Norfolk ain't brilliant. So I shall be back on mega high speed next week, where I haven't dropped off at all. And that's tempting fate. But I'll be back next week at home. So
Absolutely. I will say, if you do want to get on this show at some point, one of these weeks we'll do that. So if you want to come on and have a chat with Colin and I live, I'm sure we can fit someone in for a 5-10 minute slot somewhere, Cole.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Yeah, good idea. Why not?
There we go. 2-2, by the way.
Is
United
it?
just come back.
Grimsby must be gutted.
Yeah. Well, Steve's put it quite eloquently on the chat. He just wrote bollocks. So
oh, thanks for that, Steve.
Yeah, thanks for that, Steve. Appreciate it. And couldn't agree more. Rob said, thanks for the show. Bring on extra time. Extra time in the game, not for this one, because we have got to go and get our dinner.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, watch us on YouTube if possible. It's always been... I said... Harry Maguire? Oh, I don't know him. I know Harry Maguire, but...
Don't listen, Ryan. Appreciate the
Thanks,
update.
Ryan.
You can watch this back, as I say, on YouTube, as you quite rightly say, Cole. There are links in the X, Twitter, whichever way you want to call it, on our X page. You can Don's Unplugged. You'll find us there. YouTube, Don's Unplugged again, and obviously Facebook is the Facebook.
And when you're at the game on Saturday, nudge the person next to you and go, "Do you watch Don's Unplugged?"
Unless it's a policeman, don't nudge a policeman.
Yeah. We don't want him to identify you. Facial recognition.
Something like that. Grant said, thank you for the show. See you Saturday. Tom said, cheers, fellas. 3 points Saturday. Steve said, penalties for the Grimsby game. Yeah, it's grim up in Grimsby. I think we'll leave it there. But fingers crossed they come through it. I don't think they will if they're going to penalties. Okay. But whatever way, they've done an excellent advert for League Two football.
Well, I've enjoyed tonight's show. So my thanks, you thanked me, so I'm going to thank you. Thanks, mate. You're a great host. Don't know what we do without you sitting there on your own. I mean, the show's going to come when we both drop off the screen. Then I don't know what the hell will happen. You'll have to get a
test card will come up. We've got one. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. But yeah, more to come. But we'll see you all again, same time next week for another review, another debrief, more ins and outs in the transfer window.
Yeah, well, we've got that to cover.
Lots more.
We've got that to cover.
Yeah. So leaves it to me to say, everyone, have a great rest of your week. Come on, you Dons. Here's for another 3 points Saturday. Harry, thinking of you, mate. all the
Indeed.
best.
And indeed
it's,
the family of Stickman, we're thinking about you. And
Stickman,
if you
Tom
get
as
down
well.
to the funeral,
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll be really appreciative of your attendance. So that only leaves me one thing left to say. Say goodnight,
I
Aidan.
think it's one thing. Good night, Aidan.
Take care. Come on, you Dons.
Come on, you guys.